Welcome back everyone to American Truck Simulator once again, cruising Kansas. 3 deliveries to go. We didn't quite manage to round it off yesterday because too many of the gambles we took just didn't pay off. But I was emboldened slightly that before we left we did see that we did have some deliveries from, so Topeka is a little bit too close it seems, but Emporia, there's only one there now, but there was more. Maybe we'll roll the dice, we'll refresh, we'll see if we can get some more. More Topeka, more Emporia. Same Emporia, okay. That's a really cheapskate contract. And then it goes from there back to Enid again, which is ages away. Well, we can't be picky. I mean, yeah, it doesn't pay well, but it kind of doesn't need to. We've got a fair amount of cash. That's not why we're doing these after all. Alright, and it's right here anyway. There's not, I guess there's not much actually in this town. Is it Maryville or something? It's not really a hell of a lot available. I should have just backed again. Crunch. You're going to be taking an awful lot of damage from dirt. I'm sure half of that 13% is just from hitting dirt. Always gets me with these
pedal to the metal, man.
Wind turbine locations. There's a lot of extra land around here. Why restrict yourself into such a small little pocket instead of having a much larger area to work in? And we go anyway. Now the other thing with Marysville, plural, Marysville, is, what's this? Yeah, health and safety, whatever. It's so far out of the way and there's no services, so I kind of want to take a little bit of time to mosey around and explore a little bit more of this area.
Get ready to turn left.
Got plenty of time on our wrist clock. Got like an hour and a half extra over and above what it should take to do the delivery. So, it's just... oh good, that's already been discovered just by going here. That's good. I love it when that happens. Need more instances of that, where the bit off to the side goes gold just from driving past it. I think there are a few other bits on the way here as well, unfortunately, that I've probably missed out on, but I can at least do the immediate bits. There's a depot to the left, there's also one of the historic markers to the left. It's going to cut in front of the cop car and
never mind.
See if he stops in time.
Find a new route.
There's another depot up here too, I guess because I wasn't sure where I was going to find a job. So we'll pull in at the historic marker. Strange that they don't have some other icon for those. Like to visit all of them.
Finding new route.
Oh, interesting. We've hit the tipping point of it going the other direction is better. Well, we're going to go back the way that I was originally recommending anyway. Because we want to discover that whole corner of roads, if we can. Marysville. What does it reckon? Frank Marshall obtained permission from the US government to establish a trading post in Berry before Kansas opened for settlement. See if we can see the whole thing. Frank Marshall, blah 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 blah. In North, he named Marysville after his wife, and then the county was named for him. Ah, so it's Marshall County or whatever. Interesting. Very nice. Lovely little bit of history there. Couple of big water towers here too. And a very unsanitary looking pond. So here's
right.
Marysville proper.
Then continue straight.
We were a little bit out of town. There's the old courthouse, I think it was, off to the left.
Go straight.
I've already taken a picture of. And we'll just poke our nose in
right.
here quickly.
Then continue straight.
And use it to turn around.
Recomputing.
I've got to go all the way into
Please
here,
make a
looks
U-turn
like.
when possible.
Okay, it's showing as discovered on both of them without actually going that far in. Excellent. Now we'll just take this road here to turn around.
Rerouting. Keep right.
So there's bound to be other bits.
Continue straight.
There's the intersection back there, though I suspected that that might be something in relation to the next state further north. There's probably going to be other roads heading north from here. Maybe. We'll see in a few months' time, whenever it is that is it Nebraska, I think, gets released. There's no barrier here. I'm going to drive in here. Yep, there we go. And that's discovered the whole farm area. Good. That's that complex dealt with. Back out into traffic slightly. And away we go. So 3.5 hours for this delivery. It's about 10-15 minutes real time, I suspect. So we started quite late. We'll see. Let's you go first. We'll see whether or not we can finish all of our objectives in time, or if we need to kind of roll over a little bit.
And then continue straight.
Because traditionally, semi-traditionally, what
Go
I often
straight.
do with these sorts of events is the final delivery will be from wherever the last city is that I need to go from to, like, the furthest point. Basically, whatever it gives me as the longest delivery. We might have to tailor that slightly based on what time it is when I actually pick it up. We do have to drive from Emporia to Topeka after this delivery to actually get there. We'll probably have less than an hour, I guess, to make that final delivery. Which still lets us go quite a long way. Like, 20 hours in game time would be about right. But it depends on how much we can speed along the way too, and also how much stuff we get distracted by along the way. Let's see what mode. It's not a very epic looking trailer, unfortunately. This is a very average delivery that we're doing. Now what do we want to do up here? Do we just assume that this corner area is probably going to be used for something else? I think we do. We'll probably be back here. We can, like, go up to the next state from here at some point. I mean, in this cruising event, last stream we had to pop back down into Oklahoma to do a delivery in order to complete our allotment, just to kind of reset almost and cover off one of the extra state entries. Good morning, Mr. Smarty. Well, welcome. Good evening, probably, for yourself. Topeka 49.
Keep right.
There's a gas station up here that we're going to basically ignore. I don't think there's any point zooming across into there. I have enough rest to get me all the way. I've filled up on fuel because I was almost running out just before Marysville anyway. So we're good on that as well. Split road looks like. So, regardless, we're going to have to come back this way anyway. And this will be the outskirts of one of the cities anyway, probably. Topeka city limit, in fact. There you go. So we're zooming past Topeka once again. Even though apparently we've already been here. We actually haven't. We've just driven past it a couple of times. Evening over there, yep. It is just still morning over here. There is 10 minutes remaining of morning here. It's nearly midday.
Keep right.
Yeah, Kansas City is off to the east. So Kansas City over there, Topeka over there, I guess. Well, we're taking directions to Salina. But actually going to Emporia, so, you know.
Keep right. And then exit right.
Close enough, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, good day kind of covers it.
Exit right.
But good day is like one of those things that sounds like you're giving a very spiffy, almost combative closing sentiment instead. Good day, sir. As opposed to a salutation. Yeah, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Highway. Excellent. Kansas City, your favorite non-capital capital city. It's the eponymous city as opposed to the capital city.
Keep right.
I like eponymous as a word. Even though it sounds like you're talking about e-ponies. I don't know what that would be, but...
Turn right.
So actually pretty much driving right through Topeka. I mean, you could very much be forgiven for thinking we've been here by now. What would be hilarious is if we hadn't already discovered it by driving past the other direction. If going this way didn't actually discover Topeka. That would be quite funny. But I imagine it would be the same result. I can't really imagine that this wouldn't count. There's a recruitment agency, there's a garage, there's a services. There's so many amenities there, and we've still not been. That'll be our final area. We've always had the option of fast travelling there once it kind of went gold for us, or buying the garage remotely in order to travel there, but I've managed to stave that off, I think, this time around. I had to fast travel back from where I ended up after the snow event. I can't remember where I even went with that. I think I went back to Colby, which is technically where I was anyway. Though I was halfway to Phillipsburg. So I was hoping to get a delivery from that depot that I was in, but it didn't show up for me. Which is kind of weird. This little kind of half forest areas almost through here. A little deciduous, I guess. They kind of teased this idea of seasons with the Winterland event. It would be nice if there was an autumn option, that's for sure. Just have a smattering of the trees and colour.
Keep right.
In fact, Kansas City, Kansas is pretty small. The more notable Kansas City is actually across the state border in Missouri, yeah.
Turn right.
It's the problem with having things right on a river, isn't it? Because rivers are often where you draw your political lines. Even though, you know, bridges are a thing. The idea of using a river as a state or country or provincial delimiter kind of dates back to where you'd use ferries and stuff instead. But building bridges has been around for a long, long time. Having something straddling a river has always made a fair amount of sense. So it's kind of odd you wouldn't find a different line to mark your state border or something. Given that so many of them are just straight lines through countryside. Emporia, Sunflower State. Discover every city in Kansas. Yeah. Discover. Yeah. I guess we've discovered Topeka by driving past it. Feels a little bit cheap on that one. But we've got to go back there anyway, so that's fine.
Keep right.
Yeah, technically it's actually two
exit
cities,
right.
of course. Yeah, it has to be considered two cities as opposed to the same. Which is, yeah, again,
Exit right.
weird. But different laws apply because states. It's just an absolute cluster, quite frankly. It makes very little sense. St. Louis is another one, isn't it? Well, I think that's a separate city on the other side. Just weird. It's funny how the United States, they just do so many things in just irregular and overcomplicated ways, and yet consider it normal. Think nothing of it, basically. So, oh yeah, that's, you know, that's how it is.
Go straight.
But it's stupid. It's like the persistent use of Fahrenheit,
Turn left.
and miles, and their date format.
Turn left. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Bump, 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 bump. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I expected that to be even bumpier than it was. Oh, this is weird. I guess we're going over the railway, looks like. Good. Means I don't need to stop. There's even an underpass over there too. I love it when there's overbridges and underpasses so I don't have to cross railways. Especially given there's like 6 tracks there, god. That's someone had the foresight. Like upgrading tracks in a lot of places in Auckland and putting new lines in, and there's still places that just cross the tracks directly instead of using bridges.
Right.
So stupid. It makes traffic a nightmare.
Turn right, and then keep right.
Kansas comes from a Native American? Yeah, of course. Same with like Arkansas as well. Yep. The rare times in American history the name of the city came before the name of the state. Well,
It's all over now.
Job delivery. Where do you need it? Feck off. We're dropping it straight ahead. I see a crane over there. You can take it off the trailer yourself. It's just a bloody container thing anyway. Are you sure you got forklifts around here? Tell you what, I'll deliver you some forklifts. I'll deliver you some forklifts and then you can unload your trailer. I can't be bothered reversing anyway. 13 out of 14. We have one more to do now. Now, Topeka itself is way too close for us to get a delivery that qualifies to there, right? Right? Maybe? 66, 67, 67? I mean, there is a depot on the northern side of town, but I'm not seeing anything beyond that, because then, yeah, even Kansas City is 82, right? 106 to Wichita, yeah. Are there any quick jobs, or freight market jobs to Topeka? Of course, we can just take even a, one of the external contract jobs. We can just take one to Topeka anyway. Why not? It gives us an excuse. Oh, why not? Because they're not there anymore, that's what. Let's try again. There you go. I mean, it does pay pretty well. 75 bucks per mile is pretty damn good. And it gives us an excuse to explore a little bit more of Emporia. It's an articulated thing, so I hate the trailer, but whatever. It gives us an excuse. We'll have a bit of a drive around. Yeah, we're limited to 65 when we drive around, but you're not doing more than that in a town anyway, usually. Should also actually go over to the rest area. That's on the way to... Oh, this is where the trailer's meant to be picked up. It's right there. Okay. I'll be back. Hold that thought. Hold that trailer. I will be back eventually.
Let's find a new route.
Honest. I'm gonna go sleep real quick and maybe drive around the town a little bit more. So yeah, probably won't bother with that. I'm sure there's a services here, so I can come back here easily enough to discover a little bit more, but I do want to go and just rest.
Finding new route.
It's already almost 8:30, sun's kind of falling, so... Falling? Setting. Yes, the sun is falling out of the sky. It's
Make
just
a U-turn
big
now.
lot, basically. It's just a storage area for turbine blades, looks like.
I'll find a new route.
These look like giant javelins.
When possible, make a U-turn.
Oh, we're just gonna come up here.
Okay, let's find a new route. Finding new route.
And then we'll just loop around through the depot itself. Bump, 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 bump. Are they building that railroad or deconstructing it? I can't quite tell.
Recomputing. Finding new route.
Oh, are you serious? There's the more road goes around here? What's the betting that corner also
I'll find
won't
a new
be
route.
discovered? So let's just reverse all the way back to the corner right now, because I bet that it won't have counted.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Yeah, the fact that he recalculated when I crossed there
Make a U-turn now.
means that it wouldn't have counted. Why would I make a U-turn? I can just drive straight through. I guess it expected me to drive in this way
Rerouting.
instead. Oh well, too bad.
Finding new route.
I would have thought that it made much more sense to go to the right, given that this place drives on the right. But if not, that's fine. Just putting my nose in there in case that's just another little map square. Time in history when Kansas was territory looked kind of odd. All of modern day Kansas was also half of modern day Colorado. Yeah, I mean, all of the lines were different at one point, right? Because they were all owned by different people as well. Go back far enough, the borders do look funky in a lot of places. I mean, they still fiddle around with the county lines in Britain and stuff, I think. Fairly sure they changed at one point recently. They did away with some of them. Probably for political reasons,
Get
I
ready
don't
to
know.
Turn left.
It gets very confusing. I guess we'll just pick up the trailer. We can
Turn
always look
left.
for a quick job from that depot with the squiggly roads around it if we want to come back and do that at some other point. Like I was saying yesterday, the idea of getting 100% map exploration in American Truck Simulator is a bit of a pipe dream given how quickly
This
the
is where
DLCs are
it
dropping
ends.
now. Really ripping through the states, whereas in ETS2 it's a little bit slower, but they do keep redoing old areas. But a few dedicated streams on that, I feel,
What are we
will do
waiting for?
good work, whereas we're always chasing our tail in ATS. But I'd still like to tick off a few. I mean, I can just do it state by state and hope that I can get it. I'm going to need to take such a wide turn just out of this place, aren't I? I nearly smacked that ute. Just trying to get around. Okay, that's too wide apparently. Such a long trailer. So it's gonna just make it through the gate, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's a near thing though. That's a big trailer for a big crane. A random fire hydrant in the middle of the grass back there. Seems
Get ready to
weird
turn
this
right.
far out from the city.
Turn right.
Truck route. Yep. Oh, we can drive the other route as well. That'll be one of the little secret ways that you can go, I imagine. Because there's no barrier. There isn't the blinking crosses to stop us. But this is the truck route. I mean, we're driving with a trailer. I'm not going to try and take the underpass. I mean, as it is, this thing struggled just up that bridge. This is going to be a bit
Left,
slow going,
and then turn
gotta say.
left.
There's actually a
Turn
rest
left.
stop. It's just a normal gas station, not a truck gas station. We can't use it as that, I think. But it has a rest icon. That's weird. Yeah, we'll wait for the lights. Psych. Yeah, okay, no I will, because that traffic's now moving. Okay, I guess I will. One of the updates you're happy about is that you can see map progression on a state by country basis. Yeah, that's right. A granularity basis. Fear of completing the map just be missing like 0.1%. That can still happen. But at least it's easier to see where you're missing those 0.01. Don't forget it goes to double. It goes to double figures, so 0.01% is what you could be missing. But it does kind of round up, like it is slightly generous. Back when I got the Pathfinder achievement specifically, there were a few little bits of like roundabouts and stuff that were still remaining. But it did give me the full 100% regardless.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I feel I like screenshot it or something. I don't know.
Turn right.
I was streaming it, but then I don't think I highlighted it. Or it might have been one of the times there was a point where I think credit card details got nixed and I had to like I had to get a new card. So it just happened to be when my Prime membership came up for renewal, and then being a Prime member gives you like 30 days or even 60 days or something on your broadcast history before you have to highlight it or it's gone forever.
Keep right.
I feel that might have been around that same point that happened. And it goes from 60 days down to like 14. And I think it was within that. I wasn't up to date on it, basically. That's why one of my goals for this past year, and just ongoing, is I specifically am trying to make sure that I highlight things within 2 weeks. Just to make sure that I don't lose things if that was to happen again. Because it's quite a large margin for it to just drop back. Because that was a pretty special thing to get that. It's such a hard achievement to get. It's one of the reasons I do kind of want to go towards it again. Though probably not streaming as much of it because there's so many times I was taking a delivery from a city to city just to uncover like a roundabout. And that's a bit silly. But it was all manner of antics of driving around roundabouts with trailers and intersections and all sorts. Does New Zealand have counties or municipalities? No. Don't think so. We have regions. We have cities, regions, districts? Yeah, we have districts.
Keep right.
Within a region
Then
we'll have
exit right.
we'll have districts. It's kind of different between city and rural areas. Where I was
Exit right.
growing up, down in Hawke's Bay, it was like there was a city council and then there was a regional council that encompassed multiple cities.
Turn left.
But then in other parts of the country, there's like so-and-so district council, which I think is the equivalent of a region, but I think there might also be a region that kind of encompasses more than just the district. I don't know, man. It gets complicated. In the biggest cities like Wellington, Auckland, Christchurch, I think it's pretty much generally one and the same. I know Auckland, ages ago, they unified everything, so the Auckland City Council also took over like all of the regional responsibilities, I think. For better or worse, I honestly don't think it was a good idea. I should have gone the other way, I would have discovered more. Never mind. I think it was a stupid idea, because the responsibilities are very different, but whatever. Some idiot thought it was a good idea, and since then, like, there was like 5 different cities technically within the Auckland metropolitan area. Now they're all treated like one, which means that they don't even really seem to care about the downtown, like central city area, and the outlying bits get neglected. So yeah, kind of stupid. But that's what they wanted at the time for some god-awful reason. Despite Canada's 2 most inspirational countries, the USA and UK both have counties, but Canada has municipalities. I don't know. County is a weird name. The fact that county and country are so close together in spelling. So I can understand making it different. I mean, you've got provinces as well, so instead of states. Like, I would say, for the UK, like comparing Canada to the UK, your provinces are more like their counties anyway. There is municipalities in the UK, I'm fairly sure.
Keep
And
right,
I think
then exit right.
even in the US there are some municipalities as well.
Exit right.
I'm sure I've heard them talk about municipalities in the UK as well. It's at a lower level.
Keep
You
right.
get the county is the
then
larger
turn
level,
right.
and you get municipality below that, I think.
Turn right.
It's the equivalent of like a village or a town council or something maybe, or a conglomeration of multiple villages within an area within a county. Because counties are fairly large. Obviously not on the same scale as US
ready
or
to turn
Canada,
right.
but
Turn right.
UK's too small to have states. Yeah, well, say counties are their equivalent of states, essentially, but they don't have a legal separation like they do in the United States or the states in Australia, or your provinces.
Turn right.
But they do set certain kind of jurisdictional, not laws per se, but regulations, I think. They do have some powers, just less. I mean, you don't have to be any certain size to have different states, it's just an administrative division. You can have states as big or small as you like. Whether it makes sense or not, I mean, I don't think it particularly makes sense even in the scale of the United States, at least not to their level of doing things. That are far too independent, really. The fact that they then operate as a unified country is kind of laughable a lot of the time, quite frankly. It's kind of stupid. So do it one way or the other. Either make your federal laws a lot more stronger, or don't bother. And just treat yourself like multiple countries. Each state's pretty much its own country, yeah. As well. I thought this should be heavy, 4 out of 9. Apparently that was a heavy load that we hadn't done, because there is an achievement for doing all of the heavy deliveries, each individual heavy delivery, and I don't yet have it, apparently. I haven't kept track of which ones I have and haven't done. It doesn't itemize them out for you. You have to know, or guess, or trawl through your career log. It's a long by now. I've done a lot of deliveries.